Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger. Um, this video just gonna do mostly TNA talk. I'm gonna talk about answer a question I got from Jay Hobson about the Robert Roode heel turn. My thoughts on the OVW partnership, and I'll give my predictions for Turning Point. But before all that, it's Vader time.
Stinger! February 21st, we have a date with destiny. Super Brawl 3, the game becomes reality. Vader invites you to my White Castle of Fear for a Super Brawl party. The challenge is presented for you to play a game. I know you like a good time. I know you like challenges, and I know that you like living on the edge. So take my dare, accept my invitation. Come to the White Castle of Fear and play Vader's game.
All right. Couple of weeks ago, after the spoilers for the Macon Georgia tape has come out, we all read the spoilers, found about the Robert Roode heel turn and him winning the title. J Hobson 623 sent me a message, asked me what I thought about it, but I don't like to comment on anything on spoilers. I like to wait and see how it plays out on TV before I comment on it. And it did last week, and I just didn't get around to commenting on it last week, so I'm going to talk about it now. I found myself disagreeing with a lot of the IWC. I actually thought this was done very well. In fact, I thought this was done almost perfect, and I only really have one flaw I found in the whole thing. I know there's a lot of people who say, "Oh, they blew through a lot of storyline," and I think this was for the best, because I think that storyline would have been really boring. Everybody says, you could have built up the tension and Roode getting jealous of Storm and then finally turning on him. But if you do that 5 or 6 months down the line, it's really, really predictable, and we all know it's coming. From the moment Storm won the title, we knew that heel turn was coming. So I think it's best to do it now when no one's expecting it than to do it 6 months down the line when we all know it's gonna happen. I think it's 6 months from now it loses its luster because we already knew it was gonna happen for 6 months. I think if they waited 6 months to do it, we all would have been sitting here complaining, going, "God, would they just do the heel turn already?" We knew it was coming. Do it now. Do it when it was surprising. Do it when nobody expected it. And really, what do you do during those 6 months? What do you I mean, you could come up with a match for each pay-per-view, but I think it's really difficult to come up with 6 months of entertaining programming to lead up to that point. Instead, let's get the Roode and Storm fighting each other. I've even heard some people say they blew through a year of storyline, which I think is just insane. If you really believe that they could have drawn out Roode turning on Storm for a year, I challenge you to fantasy book that year for me. I want to see that year. Do that for me week by week, month by month. I want to see your year or storyline build into that heel turn where it's actually going to mean something, and we're not going to be so tired of it that we're like just going, "God, would they just turn him heel already?" I think if you're going to do Storm versus Roode, Storm is much better as the face and Roode is much better as a heel. I think Hulk Hogan made some really good points that, people are going to connect with James Storm a lot more. He's like the southern guy, the beer drinker. They can connect more. I mean, Roode's Canadian. He doesn't have that. I don't want to hang out with Robert Roode. James Storm's the guy I want to hang out with and high five and go to a party with. I'd much rather cheer him than Robert Roode. I mean, Robert Roode's a great wrestler, but I think he is much better as the heel in this feud. If you're gonna do James Storm versus Robert Roode should be the heel. Now, if you disagree, please give me your argument. If you think Robert Roode would have been better off as the face in this feud, let me know. Face versus face, there's no heat, no ticket sales. Nobody's gonna buy tickets to see two friends wrestle each other all the goddamn time. I think this was done almost perfectly. I think doing it now when no one's expecting it makes it much more interesting. Instead of it's not boring. It makes it a lot more exciting. I think if you waited to do it, it's just like we just be waiting to just like we're all going, God, would they just turn Rude heel already so we can get to the feud? We want to see the Storm versus Rude feud. You got two homegrown TNA talents in the main event for the world title. Two young guys. It's not on the old guy. It's not on the WWE quote unquote reject anymore. Sidebar for just a moment. There's been this talk for a while, up until this week on Raw, of people thinking John Morrison's leaving WWE because he was on this big long losing streak, and it ended this on Raw this week. And then I heard people saying something about how he could leave and go to TNA, and I think that John Morrison is useless to TNA. My argument is that his style of wrestling makes him stand out in WWE, but in TNA he's just another X Division guy. What does John Morrison do that we haven't been watching X Division guys do for 6 years? And I can't really think of many people that I want to see him feud with. Once you do like the AJ match, the Christopher Daniels match, and a couple of X Division matches, I'm kind of done with Morrison. He doesn't interest me at all. If WWE can't make him interesting, then I don't think TNA will be able to do it either. Alright, that's enough of that sideboard. Anyway, back to Rude vs. Storm. The one problem I found with this, the one flaw, is the fact that Impact is a taped show. Because we all read the spoilers instead of having the surprise come on television. If ever there was an episode of Impact that needed to be live, it was last week's episode. That smash of the bottle needed to come when nobody saw it coming. Maybe they could have waited and did it at the pay-per-view this week. I wonder if maybe we would have been predicting it then too. Because I mean, if they had done it on a pay-per-view, we would have been thinking about it. If it had been done live on Impact, the thought of a Rude heel turn wouldn't even been in anybody's head. Nobody thought it was gonna happen. A pay-per-view makes you think it might happen. Doing it on live on free TV, nobody would have even entertained the thought that it was gonna happen. In fact, even if you did, somebody was saying, nah, they're not gonna do it on free TV. The only flaw I find in the whole Robert Roode heel turn is that it was done, that the show was taped. This should have been a live episode. That's what I find is the flaw. Alright, moving on. TNA's partnership with OVW, using OVW as developmental talent. It's fantastic if you're an OVW, because talent scouts from WWE still check out OVW. They have a relationship with Ring of Honor, and now they're TNA's developmental territory. If you're in OVW, you have people from WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor looking at you. So it's great. I mean, it's going to do wonders for OVW's business. That's something OVW can tout. If you were here, you will have people in WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor looking at you. It ups your opportunity of making it into one of the three larger promotions. For TNA, it depends. Are they going to be just scouting OVW talent and using them on Impact? Are they going to be who's going to be doing the talent scouting? When WWE had OVW, WWE would find their talent and then send them to OVW. And I wonder if TNA is going to be doing the same thing. Or are they going to rely on OVW finding good talent and then picking who they want from OVW? I think, it also helps some of their wrestlers who need a little more seasoning to go down there and do some work. Some of the new X Division guys we haven't seen much. We've seen a lot of like Jesse Sorensen and a little bit of Zema Ion jobbing, but we haven't seen. I haven't seen Anthony Nese at all. Mark Haskins, barely anything. They're not doing anything. Maybe TNA doesn't think they're totally ready for TV and wants them to go work at OVW a little bit. Maybe they could do something with Rob Terry, because I hate to see Rob Terry get fired. I know a lot of people hate him, but I think Rob Terry, his look is a marketable look. He just doesn't have the wrestling skills to back it up. I've said this before about Rob Terry, and I'll say it again. Rob Terry looks like a star. He looks like a main eventer. He looks like he should be in the main event of WrestleMania. is that he looks like $1 million, but he wrestles like 35 cents. If you can help him get passable in the ring, if somebody can help I'm about to say Mark Henry for some reason. If somebody can help Rob Terry get passable in the ring, I believe he could be a big star. But he just doesn't have the skills to sustain a big push. Excuse me a second. Ocean Spray Cran Grape. Finally found a store in Korea that sells that stuff. Anyway, I can't see anything bad coming from it. I don't want to jump to conclusion things going to be some awesome thing, but I think it helps get guys ready for TV. So that's always a good thing. You know, you got some way to help guys get a little more training before you throw them on TV. I think TNA has had to got people on TV too soon because they really haven't had an alternative for several years. Now they have some type of alternative to work with. And, you know, if nothing else, it gives some guys some time to work in front of a real audience for a while before they go to national TV. I can't see it doing anything bad for TNA. It may not be a huge positive, but I think it'll be zero negative. So, OVW, cool. You know, also, you know, I mean, a lot of well-known guys have come out of OVW. I mean, you know, that, you know, hang on a second. Let me bring that page up real quick. OVW alumni page. I mean, just looking at the pictures and see some of the guys on there. I mean, running down the list, you got John Cena, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Batista, The Pope, Big Show, Brock Lesnar, Mickey James, Joey Mercury, Mark Henry, Bobby Lashley, Eugene, Shelton Benjamin, Tara, Charlie Haas, Carlito, Ken Anderson, Rob Conway, Rene Dupree, the Basham Brothers, Sylvain Grenier, Daivari, Paul London, Jamie Noble, Rico, a couple of the Spirit Squad guys, Dolph Ziggler, Nydia, Maven, John Morrison, Snitsky, Christy Hemme, Chris Nowinski, Matt Morgan, Hassan, Heartthrob, Mark Jindrak, Maurice, Hawkins, Ryder, Maria, Deuce and Domino, Cherry, Tomko, Sean O'Hare, Kazarni. You got Kozlov, Highlanders, Crime Time, Jesse, Infested, aka Lou Gallows, Beth Phoenix, Santino, Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, Winter, Paul Burchill, The Miz, Kelly Kelly, Bam Neely, Armando Estrada, Cody Rhodes, D.H. Smith, Natalia, Jillian Hall, Jazz, Rodney Mack, Chris Masters, ODB, Melina, Gail Kim, Shelly Martinez, Alicia Fox, DJ Gabriel, Colt Cabana, Serena, Rosa Mendez, Skip Sheffield, Wade Barrett. I mean, the place gets results. If nothing else, they get results. So, I mean, you can say that for OVW. But, you know, time will tell how much benefit comes for this, and, you know, we'll talk more about it in the future. Anyway, check my time here. I'm at 13 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and get to the predictions for Turning Point, which be, well, where I am, it'll be tomorrow morning. Where you'll be, it'll be tonight. So let's run down the card here. All right, we got Mexican America and Sarita versus Ink and Toxin. Tag team titles will be on the line. This match hadn't got one segment all month. I mean, we only saw them in one backstage segment, and they weren't on the show at all. But I don't see Mexican America losing. I mean, it's a 6-person tag, but Mexican America still has Rosita on the outside to help them win. So I picked them to retain. I can see Ink getting those belts later, but I think Mexican America is going to keep them for now. Knockouts Championship match, Velvet Sky versus Gail Kim. Gail's first pay-per-view match back, going straight for the title as you would expect her to. But with all the build they've done with Velvet Sky and her just getting the title, I can't see her losing. I think the match would be really fun to watch, but I'm going to pick Velvet Sky to retain. Excuse me there. No disqualification match. Rob Van Dam versus Christopher Daniels should be fun. One of the rare times I actually give a crap about a Rob Van Dam match, but I'm going to pick Christopher Daniels to win. Crimson versus Matt Morgan. I actually have been wanting to see this match for a while. For past several months, I've been wanting to see Matt Morgan versus Crimson. I'd want to see these two powerhouses go against each other for a while. So this is a match I'm really looking forward to, and I'm really hoping will be something fun to watch. But I don't think Crimson's losing the streak just yet, so I'm going to pick him to win. Mr. Anderson in Abyss versus Bully Ray and Scott Steiner. Anderson in Abyss. Not much else I have to say about this match. Television Championship. Eric Young versus Robbie E. Dear God in heaven, please let Robbie E. win. I am tired of seeing Eric Young with that TV title. At least there's way more people that you got enough baby faces that Robbie E. you could do some decent programs with Robbie E. as champion for a long time, because you got a lot of faces that aren't really doing anything right now. You know, I mean, let's look at some faces that aren't doing anything right now. Alex Shelley's doing nothing right now. Brian Kendrick's not doing anything. Crimson, Pope. You got Doug Williams. Haven't seen him in a while. Jeff Hardy, you could probably do once or twice. I don't see him actually holding that belt, but it's a possibility. Kazarian's not doing anything right now. Magnus, Matt Morgan. Zema Ion, Anthony Nese still haven't really doing much. Mark Haskins still hanging around, and most of them are faces. So I think there's plenty of faces for a heel Robbie E to feud with, and Eric Young just not done anything with that belt. I would much rather see Robbie E as champion. I've said for a long time that I think the problem that hurt Robbie E was that they put him in the X Division, and that he's not an X Division wrestler. I think he's good in the ring. I think he's a great character, but they put him at the X Division, and he is just not an X Division style wrestler. That he was much better suited going for the TV title. This is where he should be. It's what he should. It's the belt he should have, and I think it would be fantastic if he won. X Division title, Austin Aries, champion, defending against Jesse Sorensen and Kid Cass. Sorensen just somebody they seem to have a lot in. I mean, he's really one of a few of the newer X Division guys that's really getting any real TV time, so good for him. I expect he's going to be made to look really good in the match, but I can't see Austin Aries losing the belt just yet. So I'm going to pick Austin Aries to retain. Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett. More proof of how much of a fantastic heel Jeff Jarrett is. I've said before, Jeff Jarrett is the only guy who gets booed for being a good husband and father. I mean, let's review. First of all, the man's wife died tragically, leaving him to raise 3 daughters on his own. So, right off the bat, you're booing Danny Tanner from Full House. He meets another woman who has gotten divorced, falls in love with her, and gets remarried. People still boo him. He moves her and her 2 children in with him and his 3 kids. People still boo him. He's on TV every week telling her how much he loves her. People still boo him. They renew their wedding vows on TV. People boo him. Her ex-husband shows up with a hatchet and destroys the wedding. Everybody cheers. Now, you have the founder of the company feuding with the guy who embarrassed the company like it had never been embarrassed before. And somehow, Jeff Jarrett is such a great heel that he's making you boo him. Shouldn't he be the babyface in this match? The founder of the company feuding with the guy who publicly humiliated the company? Jeff Jarrett is amazing. I will not hear a negative word said against Jeff Jarrett ever again. Everybody out there who hates on Jeff Jarrett, fuck you. Jeff Jarrett is amazing. And I'm picking him to win. Just because he's so amazing. So fuck you, Jeff Hardy. King of the Mountain all the way. And for the World Heavyweight title, Bobby Roode. Well, if he's going back here, they start calling him Robert Roode again. Robert Roode versus AJ Styles. This would be a fantastic match, wasted on the Impact Zone, because Roode would do everything he can to be a heel, and the Impact Zone would do dueling chants anyway. But anyway, Roode just got the belt. I can't see them trying the belt for the third time so quickly. I think they went through everything they did, going from Angle to Storm to Roode, to they wanted heel Roode and face Storm. Is Storm gonna show up? I wonder. Is he gonna try to screw Roode, but inadvertently cost AJ the belt? Maybe they want to go with AJ as champion. Have Storm screw Roode, AJ wins, and Storm and Roode feud without the belt involved. I don't know. Who's to say? But I don't know. I think they're done hot-shotting the belt for now. So I'm gonna pick Roode to retain. I think maybe Roode cheats and wins, and then after the match, Storm shows up and they have a big brawl or something like that. Of course, we also don't know who attacked James Storm last week. I mean, we all assume it's Robert Roode, but who's to say? I mean, Storm, when they showed Storm, he said he didn't see who attacked him. We just assume it's Robert Roode. We don't really know. Maybe whoever attacked Storm will show up. But I'm going to pick Robert Roode to keep the belt. So, that is my predictions for Turning Point. Alright, this video is on just a little over 20 minutes. So, yeah. So, I will end right there. Recap. Heel turn was done well. Should have been live. OVW. I don't see anything wrong with it. Let's wait and see if it benefits. Yeah, that's about it. So, I will end it here. This is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. If you like my videos, please subscribe and follow me on Twitter at TJSMITH3. And have a nice day.